Okay. I actually got a few DMs asking me, how does one click a picture like this? It requires amazing skills like focusing and technique, perhaps, people reckoned, and seemed like it was an intriguing technique to many. Well, until you learn something new, it seems tough and tedious. But once you master the technique, it's easy peasy. So let's understand this shot. It's a long tongued fruit bat in the lowland rainforest areas of Costa Rica where this is shot. Since it's at night, flash has been used. There are many questions that may need answers for. How do you focus? When do you click? What's the right shutter speed? How many flashes, etc. Okay, I'll answer all of them. But before that, can I mention that when you travel to wildlife destinations with wildlife group tour operators versus on photography tours with mentors, this is the difference. Some wildlife tour operators will definitely point you at a subject and show you around, but photo mentors like we have here at Toehold will ensure you get the guidance to render such shots in the field itself. So here's the technique. A flower where the bat visits regularly is shortlisted. It's night, so there's no background light. Around 3 to 4 flash guns are placed in such a way that when the bat comes and we trigger the shot, it's well illuminated. So that's where some experience of flash positioning comes into play. Next, what should be the exposure program mode? Well, the problem is we don't know when the bat will arrive. It's pitch dark, so we don't know when to click the shutter release button. So here's what we do. We use the manual mode and ensure we have a 5-second shutter speed, very low ISO and relatively smaller aperture to ensure we don't capture ambient light. Yes, you heard it right, 5-second shutter speed. But why? Because we don't know when to click. So we click now and wait for 5 seconds and hope the bat comes to the flower in between that time. If the bat doesn't come, we continue shooting for another 5 seconds exposure and do the same thing. Maybe using the intervalometer, it's easier to do this. Now, the best part is we would have placed an infrared trigger which actually does not click the picture but just triggers the flash. So when the bat arrives, the flash is triggered when the beam of light is cut by the visitor. That's when we get a super sharp bat, manually focusing the flower as it's in the same plane as the flower we would have focused earlier. The camera is on the tripod. We use a cable release to not touch the camera to trigger the shot, and we keep doing cycles of 5-second exposures till we are hungry or maybe the wine is calling. If you realize this is similar to shooting a lightning image. Fun, isn't it? Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg of knowledge one can gain while you're with me in Costa Rica. We have a few spots for early next year. By the way, if you have US visa, going to Costa Rica is a breeze. Get in touch with me if you want to make pictures that aren't mere record shots of a zillion birds inside the bush. Ciao.